Hi guys, welcome to another section of crypto debt. Hi guys, today we're gonna be doing the Python data structure, list, and tuple. Okay, so let's get started. I've passed the 2 deadlines already, so let's get started. And hopefully I meet up with all this problem I've been having. Okay, so we have the first question. So doing the task, first question says, what does this line print? We have A given 1 2 3 4. B is given A, which means B is also 1 2 3 4. So when we want to access A at index 2, which is 0 1 2, which will be 3, right? So we give it 10, which means that it will now be 1 to 10 4. So when we get A, it will become 1 to 10 4, right? So let's go to the next one. So what does this line print? So we have this one, A is 0 1 2 3 4, and A0 should just be 1. Then we have the next one. What do this line print? We have A equals to 1 2 3 4, A dot append 5, which means it's going to add 5 to the list. So the length will now be 1 2 3 4 5. What does this line print? We have A equals to 1 2 3 4. So 1 2 3 4, and A at index 2 is 10. So A at this one is 10, just like the previous one we did. And what is A? A will become 1 to 10 4. So what does this line print? We have A 1 to 3 4, A 1 to 3. So we want to print A at from index 1 to index 2. So this is 2, right? And 2 3. What did this line print? We have A 1 2 3 4, A minus 3, right? So minus 1 minus 2 minus 3 2. What did this line print? We have A equals to this, length of A should be 4, and what did this line print? A is 1 2 3, yes. Now look at B is equals to A, right? Whatever A is, and A has been modified here to be at index 2. This one should be 10, so it is 1 to 10 4. So B will also be A, which is 1 to 10 4, because A has been updated here. Okay, and 1 to 10 4. So we still have this one, A equals to 1 2 3 4, A minus 1 will be 4. And then A 1 2 3 4, B equals to A, B will be 1 2 3 4. So let's see if we are correct. The network is kind of bad, so I lost my old devices to robbery, so having issues with the network. Okay, I think I'm even totally disconnected, so I have to reconnect. The network, Ether network is bad, 100%. Can you connect already? What type of nonsense is this? I'll probably pause it and continue. Can't connect it. It's why now. It's just frustrating me. Okay, I've connected back. And just hope it doesn't pop up again. I'm not sure if it will continue. I might need to redo it and restart it. So, let me just copy this code here and paste it here. What's going on now? So it didn't work, so let me just redo it because so I have to redo it. Let me just be fast. So A 1 2 3 4 B A is 210 A 210 1 2 10 4. Your network will just frustrate you. A0 is 1. Length of A1 to 3 4 5. One to 3 4 A to 10. 1 to 10 4. 1 to 3 4 A1 to 3 2 3. 1 to A minus 3 2. 1 to 3 4. 1 to 3 4. 1 to 1 2 3 4. 1 2 10 4. 1 2 3 4 minus 1 4. 1 2 3 4. I hope the same thing has happened again. Your network will show anything back. Network of the joking shaking as well. Malaport is the same thing. So it's the thought that I'm doing this thing because of stupid network. To 10 for is 1 1 2 3 4 5 A 1 2 3 4 A 1 2 10 4. What did this line print on yesterday too? 1 2 3 4 1 2 10 4 1 2 3 4 minus 1 4 B 1 2 3 4. Let's see again. This network can frustrate as well. Yeah, let's continue. 12 minutes for just this stupid guinea. So write a function that operates all integers of a list. So we have the list prototype, and it says 1 integer per line. See example. So you're not allowed to import any modules. You cannot. You can assume that the list only contains integers. You are not allowed to cast integers. Blah blah blah. So we'll be given a list, and by the time you apply the function, it's going to print the content of the list. That is, we just have to look through the list sequentially by increasing the index of each stuff. So before we start, we're going to create this directory. I hope, and if my network phone is like this, I'm just going to stop this video because that's been frustrating in essence. So let me just make the directory from here. So I'll cd into the, let me just cd into okay, I'm there. So if I vi my readme, so I'll create the file, which is this. Shebang user binary Python 3. Okay, so our function definition, then we'll go up, get a function definition. Good. So okay, I thought that's frozen again. So after that, we're going to define what we want to do. So we have our list already, then we'll look through it. So we'll say for I in for my list, okay, so we are using I to go through each element in your list, and then we'll print I. print I. So let's use the string format. This now is it disconnected again. I should disconnect. I'll just end the video. Okay. String dot format. Tell it I want I to be here, and it should be in decimal. I think with that we are good. And that will be all. Then I can just put it. This thing to disconnect. You rubbish will leave it back. I want to try and recover it because of the network. Okay, so I'll save it. Remove the swarm file. Alright, I have it. So let me change the mode. I don't need to do that. Let me just do our test file to see if it works. 0main.py. So I'll copy this. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have it here. So it's correct. So I can git add everything. No, I don't want to git add everything. We have just 3 files. So let me just git add. We have 4 files. And readme and 0 print. And git commit and say print the content of a list and then push it. Clear and check. So it's correct and ask for correction. So the next one, write a function that retrieve an element from a list like it's C. That one is quite simple. So we just 1, come down here and copy the element behind. Shebang and user being Python 3. Then the function definition. So we have the function definition. So it says that write a function, it will retrieve an element from a list, like you see. So we want to retrieve an element if the index, so this is the list and this is the index of the, so we want to retrieve a particular element at a particular index. Okay, so if the index is negative, right, so the function should return none, because it won't be able to access negative index because there's no negative index. The index will start from 0 to a particular number. So if it is negative, it will return 1. If it is out of range, that if the list is just 5 and we want to access what is in 20, it is out of range, then it should return null as well. So you are not allowed to import all this, and you know how to use this. So it's as easy as that. So if the index, if idx is negative, so if this thing has started again now. Okay, if idx, which is the index, is less than 0, that's how we used to know if it is minus negative, then it should just return. So you can put it in bracket or not, and none, right? And so if the index is out of range, that is if it is greater than the length of my list, and then we can minus 1. I'm minusing 1 because my list will start from 0 normally, but length will start from 1. Okay, so it should return none as well. Okay, and if not, it should return my list at a particular index. My list at index whatever the index is, idx. Okay, so I think with this should be done. So this one is 1 main.py. Now to this point. So element at index 3 is 4. Is that what we have? Okay, good. So we'll just git add one element and git commit print message, print the content of a list at a particular index. Git push. So let's check. I'm trying to be fast because my network is nonsense. Okay, I'm done with that. So the next one, write a function that replaces an element of a list at a particular position. So it's just going to be like the same thing we did, but we're just going to assign the element of that index to it. You get, so you see how we're going to do it. If it's negative, if it is out of range, then it should return null as well. All right, the function should not modify, so nothing should be done. So you should not modify. So I'll copy this guy and then maybe this. Okay, so give me a second. Okay, so what we're gonna do is insert user in Python 3 and then copy the function definition. So I'll place this here. So we have this. So if our index is less than 0, what should done? So it should return the same list. It should return, you can put down in bracket my list, right? If the index is greater than the length of my list minus 1, because sorry, my list, what's wrong with this thing? Minus 1, then it should still return my list. Right? If not, then we do what we're supposed to do. We want to assign at this point. So my list at that index will be assigned the element okay, and that will be all, and then it should return my list, right? Return my list. I think that should be it. Then let me quickly copy the main.py. So we should have 1 2 3 9 5 1 2 3 9 5. vi main.py. Finish mode plus x to main.py. Hey, mistake. Oh, I want to paste. Sorry, clear. chmod plus x to main.py. Okay, I think we're good. So where is it? So git add to replace git commit. I'm trying to be fast because of my Quark network. git commit replace elements of a list at a particular index. Supposed to be IDX, sorry. And then git push. And then let's check. Let's hope it works. My network disconnected. Still connected. Okay, maybe it's the checker. Anyway, let me go to the next one. Write a function. So we're going to write a function that prints integers of a list in reverse order. So it's just going to be like the same thing we did but in reverse. So 5 4 3 2 1. So just copy the, you should use string format. So we have to use this string format method to print. Let me see if this one has checked. It doesn't. Anyway, let's go to the next one. Vi this, and we have our shebang. Sorry, user being Palindrome 3, and then function definition. Prototype this. A mistake. Didn't tell you to separate now. Yeah, function definition. So I'll say if my list exists. If my list exists, right, then I will say for I in my list, I can just say that, and then sorry, my list, then I can just print. So we have to use string format, string, sorry, string format, and then I want to print out this thing as frozen. It don't froze or that's disconnected. No internet. What do you mean no internet? This thing is crazy. Okay, it's working back. So we'll have it, we'll have our %t, but before that we'll indicate here that I want to print backward. Okay, so to do that, you just put your 2 dots and -1, and then this one is telling it from beginning to the end it should go from back, like in -1 steps. Okay, from beginning to the end, -1 steps, and that should be all. So let me save that and get this guy. Is this what? So there are so many projects I haven't done. So let's go back to the question. Alright, so let's have it. Where is it? Where are we? Has this one checked? Okay, I think it didn't even roll the other time. So I think we are doing this. So 3 main.py. vi3 main.py. I'm not sure this thing copied well, but anyway, I think it did. Yeah, I'm sure I said it. I'm not sure it copied well. Copy vi3 main.py. Yeah. Okay, the script was in there. So let us run it. So we still have some error, right? Okay, inside our code itself. Let me clear my screen. ls vi3 print. I didn't even get the error message. So for I in my list correctly spelled. Okay, I didn't indicate anything to be printed in the format. Right, so my list. Oh, sorry, I print I, and so it's run 5 4 3 2 1. Alright, so I think that's it, and then git add 3. So that's why it's good to test at times. What's the name of the file? ls 3 print git add 3 prints git commit print content of a list in reverse format, and then push it. So let me check this guy. It has been checked. So we have something failing here in this replacement. To replace in .py. Did I push it? I'm not sure. Let me check this one. So let me see. By doing git status, OS 03. I think everything. I've pushed it then, but it's not showing me that I haven't pushed it. So there's something wrong with the code. and there's something wrong with this one too. It's not checking it. So let me check. 2, I think it's running now. Yes. Git add to what? Git add to replace. Git commit. Replace. Is correct. It has been set. What's not going? What's going on? Even this one, still taking time. Let me check the VI to replace. Yeah, return my list. If IDS is greater than length of my list -1, return my list. My list of index to elements, return my list. It's correct. Looks correct. Except if you don't want my braces. So this thing is taking forever to load, and this one is not even accepting it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to vi and to replace and then remove my braces for now, but I'm sure it's not the one. There's something else wrong. Okay, my shebang USR. So sorry. So it will still work. So git add to git commit, git push. So that should work. Let me see this one. This one too is not responding yet. Okay, this one has worked, and I'm left with this one. It's taking forever. Okay, since that one is working and this one hasn't checked yet, let's quickly go to the next one. Let me make sure my audio is still recording. Okay, it's still recording. And let me just stop here for you for now. We'll be continuing from task 4, and that's where we would continue today. So I think we've passed the deadline. I've been so busy with my life recently, so I've not been keeping up to all the tasks, but I'm trying to meet up with everything, right? So sorry if you've not seen videos lately. It's because I've been extremely busy with so many things. All right, so let's get started. So back to task 4. So I've opened my my terminal here, and then just cd into this and cd into OX03 directly. Okay, So I think we are good for now. Yeah, I think we have their main to test them and the functions, and I think that's what we have. So yeah, so let's get started. So task 4 says replace in a copy. Write a function that replaces an element in a list. Okay, it will replace an element in a list. That is, we have this list, we want to put this new element at a particular index. Okay, if the index is negative, the function should return a copy of the original. So if index is negative, so if we have a list like this and we're trying to change element out of the list, so it should just return the list itself, you get. So if the index is out of range, if we are trying to change the index, the element of an index that is not within that list, it should still return what? If it's out of range, greater of number of elements in my list, the function should return a copy, should still return the list. You are not allowed to import any module, you are not allowed to try except. Okay, so we have a test which is for main.py, so we can do that, and then for main.py is being executed. So we'll copy this guy and call it for main.py to test it. Vi for main.py, and then I'm going to paste this guy there and exit it. Okay, so I have that. So now we have our main guy to be what? To be for new in list, for new in list.py. So I'll copy this guy and then our vi name. Okay, so the first thing I'll do is I'll do my shebang and then user bin and then Python 3, right? So the next thing I'm going to do is the function definition. I'll need that, so I'll page up a bit and then copy the prototype, which is the function definition. Okay, so we need that. All right, so good. All right, so now we've defined the function. So the next thing we want to do is we can save the list itself in a temporary variable. Okay, so my underscore list, everything inside the list, will save it here. Okay, so we then use if the index, that's index, is less than 0, as we were told. If the index is negative, right, if it is less than 0, then it should just return my lists or temp. Okay, since we saved it as temp, so we don't want to tamper with this list. So that's it. What if the IDX is out of range? That is, if IDX is greater than the length of my list, which is temp, right? Anyone, if it is greater than the length of, you can use temp, you can use my underscore list, right? And then -1 because of the null, because it starts from 0 actually, right? Not because of the null, because it starts from. So I will put my this so that I can have my indentation. You should still return temp as well. So you could use temp here as well. You could try that and see if it works. So after that, we are almost done. All we need to do is the task itself, which is what we want to replace elements of a list. So we have the list to be temp now, right? At what index? At an index that we've been given, which is this. At this index, we want to assign it a value, and that value is stored in elements. Okay, so it's as simple as that, and then that will update the title of the list without affecting the list. So we then return temp. Okay, and with that That's it. So so I will get I would say what is that for? chmod for u plus x for main.py. So it's executable. So let's list it. So I'll execute my for main.py, and then you can see we have 1 2 3 4 5 and 1 2 3 9 5 before, and now it's 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so let's see if we got it correctly. So we have let's see. Yeah, so it's correct. So I'm going to push the other guy and we're going to test it to see if it works. So we'll git add for new list, right, and git commit and say change the element of a list at a particular index. I made mistake, you can correct it at your own end. All right, so basically that's it, and we're gonna test it. So we're gonna test it and calm down and just start a new test. So did we pass it? Okay, it says failed. Should we try again, or probably we didn't do something right? Okay, so we didn't check. So let me see, for new in list. Did I? Let me see, git status status. Where is it? Okay, it doesn't show that we have it not pushed yet. So let me just see. Git, I think it's correct. Git add for new, right? Yeah, we git commit it and test. It's still up to date, right? Oh, I think we just did it right. What was done before? Anyway, let's check. What did I do before? Which one did I push? Or didn't I commit? I think I commit. Yeah, so it worked now. So I don't know what I did before. Maybe I was kind of distracted, so maybe I didn't comment it. So ask for any correction. So let's go to the next one. So this one says write a function that removes the character C and C from a string. So we have a string and then we want to remove a character from that string. Okay, so this one is going to be pretty easy, kind of. So we have no C, which is a function that accepts a string, and this string best school does not it has only one C here, right? And then when it comes out here, the C is disappeared. Chicago, the C is disappeared. C is found, the C is disappeared. So it's replaced with none. Okay, so we're gonna copy these guys and 5 main.py. So I'm going to clear my screen by pressing Ctrl L, and then vi 5 main.py. Okay, and then I'll paste the guys. Oh, sorry, I'm not supposed to paste all these ones. So let me just delete these ones. Okay, so I've deleted that, and yeah, so let me just convert this one to executable straight, and then 5 main.py. Yeah, so let us clear and let's get to business. So for this one, to convert it to a string, so we'll get the file name first, right? So we'll get the file name, and then would vi this guy, right? And then we'll get the function definition. So this will be the function definition, but before that we'll have our shebang line, which will be shebang user binary python 3. Okay, so we'll paste our definition, and what we'll do next is, okay, we'll say if the string exists, if my string exists, okay, and that will be all that is inside. Okay, then we're going to create a new string and remove the small letter c. So we're going to create a new string, which then equals to my string. That's the old string, right? The full string. Then we'll use a method called .translate. Okay, translate. Okay, and what this does is it replaces a character with other one. So it's going to check through this string, see if we're going to have a function called we're going to have a character called c, so we'll use the ord function as well, and then we'll say c, so it will convert it to the ASCII, right? And then it should replace it with none. Okay, so yeah, I think this is good. So if we have any error, we'll correct it. And then also we should still come back and create another string called second string, right? And second string should now be, so new string is only the one that doesn't have, the new string that doesn't have small letter c. So this one will now extract the remaining one, which is new string, and remove the capital letter c. So we'll say new string dot translate, okay, bracket, and then this, and then inside we say ord, right, and then this, and then capital letter c. And then same thing, this and none. Okay, so that will be that, and then at the end you should return the second string. If not, you should return the original string. That is if the string does not exist, right? So it should just return the original string. So I think with this we should be able to do something. So let us see. Let us execute. Best, I think we eliminated the c's, right? So let us clear, and then git add 5 what's it called, not mean 5, let me list it. Git add 5 no cry, and then git commit it and say remove small c and big C, and I'm going to push it and let us check it. So that's what this does. Okay, so this one worked straight, so let's ask for correction, and let's go to the next one. Okay, so this one says write a function that prints a matrix. So we are printing a matrix, and to print a matrix are the ones with rows and columns. So we'll be using a since it's a two-dimensional matrix, we'll be using a nested loop made of two loops, right, in order to print it. So one would come through each row and then each element for the second one. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll get this guy. So this is it, right? This is the matrix, and it prints the 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. It prints the element of the matrix. So we'll have the 6 main.py. So we'll stop here. Copy. So vi6 main.py, and then I'll exit these guys. Alright, so I'm going to create the file that I need, which is now going to be 6 print matrix.py. So print matrix.py. So vi6 print matrix.py, enter, and then this one, what I'm going to do is look at where you have to use the string format to print integers. You're not allowed to cast into strings. So anyway, we'll get the function definition of the matrix. We know what we want to do already, so sorry, shebang user being Python 3, the function definition. So we can then say if matrix, that is if it exists. Okay, so we use a nested loop like I said. So I can say for I in matrix, so this one would iterate through the first row, and then after the first row it's going to go through row by row, right? So the first row, and then each element in the row. Now for that one we have another for loop, so I can say for j in I now, right, because I is now a row and j will now iterate through that row. Okay, as if we are going through a normal list. Okay, so for j in this, and then we'll print the stuff out. That's all. So we'll print j out. Okay, so print j out, and that will be it. So print, we have to use string format. So string dot format method. So remember that we're printing j out, right? We're printing j out. So this place will have j. So I can say I'm printing it in integer. So I convert that to integer as well. So at the end of each row, after printing each letter of a row, there is a space. So we want to print a space. So I'll say comma end it with a end equals to, so I can use this as a space, but the last one here, if you look at it, the last guy over here does not have space. So after he prints this one, print space, print this one, print space. After this one, it does not have a space, so we have to indicate that. So to indicate that, what I do is I will say end if the j, right, which is the element, right, is not equal to I last, the last element, which is -1. -1 means from the back, right? So if this guy has not gotten to the extreme end, it should put end, it should end with space. But if it has, right, it should So if let me see, end with J and else, we should use just 1 right? So that's what we do. And then at the end of each guy, right, once it's done with that guy, you should print a new line. So I think this should work. So something like this. So let's see if this guy will work. So we've not changed our chmod u plus x6 main.py and 6 main.py. So we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 dash dash 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 dash dash. Okay, good. So let us see if it worked. So we're going to git add 6 prints and git commit and call it print a matrix list. Okay, and then I'm going to push it. Okay, so let us test it if it worked. Okay, it worked, and we'll ask for correction, and that will be all. So let's go to the next one. We have to write a function that adds to tuple, right? So so this is the main, which is 7 main.py, right? Copy 7 main.py. So I'll explain all that. vi 7 main.py, I'll paste it, and then let me change the mode already. 7 main.py. Okay, so look at it. It will return a tuple of 2 integers. The first element should be the addition of the first element of each argument. Second element should be addition. So if you look at this tuple, we have 2 tuples, right? We have 189, we have 8811, right? So if you look at new tuple, add tuple A and tuple B. So this one adds these 2 together. When you add A and B together, so this plus this is 89, this plus this is 100. So it adds 2 tuples. It adds the first index, second index, first index, second index. Now they gave another condition that you're not allowed to import any, but you can assume that 2 tuples will only contain integers. Okay, that one is fine. If a tuple is smaller than 2, that is, if it is not up to 2, look at tuple A is 1 and 89, but tuple B here is just 1. It's not up to 2, right? He said you should assume that the second one is 0. Okay, so tuple A is what? 1. So this first place will be 1 plus 1, it will be 2, and then 89 plus 0 to be 89. Okay, and if the tuple is bigger than 2, so if we have a tuple that is bigger than 2, probably like 3 index, we should only use the first 2 integers, right? So that's what it will be. So this one, tuple A and this one, so it will be 0 0. Tuple A will just be 189, so this one will just be 189. So that's how this one would work. So so let's create the file. So I'm going to vi the file and call it shebang user binary python 3. So we have our definition. So we have our 2 tuples. So a function that will add both together. That's what we just want to do. So it's as simple as ABC, but because of the little things that we are given, right? So what we'll do is we'll say the tuple a new tuple, okay, equals to, so create an empty tuple, right? So create an empty tuple, which would be what would return as our addition. But we'll now do something with tuple A and B. So we'll say tuple A equals to, tuple A plus equals to, and I'll explain why I'm doing this, equals to this and 0, 0, because we're told that we should assume that the ones without and with empty should be 0. That's why I'm doing this, so you understand later. Tuple B plus equals to, then we'll have this 0. If we're not given that rule, these ones will not have been necessary. So we are almost done. So then I'll say tuple new, which is the new tuple new, will then equals to, so this is what we are supposed to have initially. We just say tuple A at index 0. Tuple new is now tuple A at index 0 plus tuple B at index 0, right, comma, that will be the first guy, right, and then tuple, that right tuple is tuple. So this will now be tuple A at index 1 plus tuple B at index 1. Okay, so basically this is what we're supposed to just do, and then we're just supposed to return tuple new. Okay, yeah, it's supposed to just be like this. So our tuple is without R, right? Yeah, so we're supposed to have this, but the reason why I just added this extra line, you know, plus equals means that we are adding to it, right? So in cases where our A is if our A is 4 and 5 here, right, we are adding 0 and 0 to it, so it's still going to be 4 and 5. But in cases where it's empty, it's going to assume this 0, 0, right, which is what we were told to assume it is, and then it's going to use it to calculate for the new tuple. Okay, so if you have any questions, let me know concerning this. So what do? We test. So we test the mean that people are 8900 to 89. Yeah, I think we're good. So we git add 7 add tuple, git commit, and say add 2 tuples together, and then I'm gonna push it. So let's see. Okay, good. So we got this. So the next one, it says write a function that returns a tuple with the length of a string, and its first character. So we're going to have a tuple, so it's going to return its length. To get the length, we can just do length of that tuple, right? And then its first character we can just do at a particular index, right? So it's as simple as that. So what we do is we say we have this it said the length of it is 22 and the first character is A. For this at school, let's see, right? So copy, and then we'll say 8 main.py. So vi 8 main.py, execute that, and then I exit it. So I'll get my, let me first change the mode so it can be executable. 8 main.py. Yeah, so I'll get the file name for the code. So copy. So we'll be doing something a bit different with our return for this task. So what we'll do is I'll copy this and then I would copy the definition. Okay, so I'll say shebang user being Python 3, put my definition. Okay, so now we need to get the length of this guy, but there's one thing. He said if this sentence is empty, the first character should be equal to none. Okay, so if it is 0, it should be none. You're not allowed to import any images. So it says if the length of sentence is equal to 0, right, it should return null. So it's going to return, the length should be 0 and then it's going to return null. So this is what I was saying we'll do with the return. Return it like a kind of tuple, and yeah, return it like a tuple. So else it means that the length is not 0. The length is probably greater than 0 or less than 0, maybe -1. But anyway, so I don't know if this should work perfectly because we didn't talk about negative. All right, so you should return, yeah, you should return the length of sentence. You can do it that way as a tuple, right, and then comma, and then you should return the first index, which is sentence at index 0. Okay, so with this, so one other way is to say if length this guy is greater than so let's try that. So else if len sentence is greater than, do we use this greater than in this, is greater than 0, let's try this. So 8 main.py. Okay, I think it's working. Sorry, I'm coming. Okay, good. So let's check. Len 22 first letter A. Okay, so git add 8 multiple. Oh, sorry. So git commit multiple return. Multiple return. Git push. Even though that's not what I want to use, I was confused. Anyway, let's continue. So we test and see what is wrong. So sorry, I thought my audio stopped. I was scared for a moment. Anyway, let me go back. Alright, so go to the next one and continue. Write a function that finds the bigger integer of a list. That finds the biggest integer of a list, rather. So we have a list, then we can just store a max with the first element and loop through each element and compare that first element with other elements, and if they are greater, swap it and all that. So anyway, so we have this, and the 90 is the max, right? So I'll copy this guy and I'll call it linemin.py. So I'll vi linemin.py and then paste this, and then Control L. So what we'll do next is create the variable name. So we have, if the list is empty, you should return none because there's nothing to get the max. You can assume that the list contains integer. You're not allowed to use this. You're not allowed to use the max function. Okay, so I think the max and then the list name would have given us the max of that list. Anyway, so we vi this, and then we'll get the function definition, and then function definition, just to copy, come down just in case I want to test, and then come here. So this one will be shebang user binary and Python 3, right? So we'll paste this, and then what we'll do next is we'll say that we want to get the largest, right? So I will say if the length for the protection that we want to do the length of my list is equal to 0. Is that what we're told to do? Let's see. If it is empty, okay, should do. Or is less than 0 anyway. Is equal to or less than, sorry, is okay, is less than or equal to 0. Though length will not be less than 0 anyway. So equals to 0. We should return none, right? Okay, so we can use else if, or let's just use else. It means now, it means that it is greater than 0, right? So I'll just say I'll create max, or because max is looking like a, let me call it maximum. Maximum equals to we shouting outside. So we'll get the maximum to be the first element of the list. Now it's now the maximum. So I'll iterate through the list. So I'll say for I in my list. So that one would hold each element of my list one after the other. But instead of that, I'll say for I in range, the length of my list. Yeah, something like this. So what I'm saying is I want I to go the amount of the length time of my list. Okay, so it should go from 0 to a particular number. Let's say the list is 6, so it's going to go from 0 to 5. That is 6 times. Okay, all right. So then we'll say if my list at index I, right, is greater. So my list at index 0 is going to go, my list at index 0, my list at index 1, so is greater than maximum. If it is greater than maximum, then maximum becomes my list at I. Okay, becomes my list at I. I hope you understand what I'm doing. So, and then that will be it. So it's going to continue as long as it can, and at the end of the for loop you should return maximum. Okay, so let's see if this one will work with this 9. Did we okay, we haven't changed the mode. Let's see if this one max is 90. Okay, so it's working. So git add 9 max, git commit. So say find the maximum number of a list, and then I'll push it. Okay, so let's check. Okay, it worked, and that's good. So the next one now says write a function that finds all the multiple of 2 in a list. Okay, so if they are, so find those numbers modulus 2. If they give us 0, it means they are multiple of 2. Okay, so it should return a new list. True or false should be what will be returned. So if they are multiple of 2, true. If they are not, false. The new list should have the same size as the original list. You are not allowed to import any module. Sorry, bless me. So we'll have this here. We'll copy it and call it 10main.py. So I'm going to vi my 10main.py. And then I'm going to do this. Okay, I thought I've closed this. What's going on? Alright. Okay, so the next thing is we'll get the function, the file name, which is 10 divisible by 2. This, and then we'll get the function definition of prototype. So page up and copy it. So we'll do that, and then we'll write our shebang line, which is the user binary Python 3. Okay, and then we'll paste this guy. All right, good. So what do we do next? We want to check if the list is. So what we'll do is we want to check. So let's say we find the length. The length equals to length. You can do this in different ways. My list. So we'll get the length of my list already. We've stored it in length. Okay, so we'll create a new list because I want to put true or false into it. So we'll create a new list, and then it's going to be empty. is a list, so not a tuple. So then I will trace for I in range, and then instead of using length of my list, I'll just use length because it's the same thing as length of my list. So you can put that, or you can omit this line by putting this one here, or you just add it like this. So anyone that suits you. Okay, so now we want to go in the least amount of time, right? The element. So we'll say if my list at that index I, right, from 0. So if my list at index I, right, which is 0, is divided by modulus 2, give you 0, is equal to, rather, if it is equal to 0, then it should append new list, right? New list will be what? You should append true to it, because that's what we were told. So if it is else, you should append false. Else, you should new list dot append should be false. Alright, so at the end we should return new list after the 4. Sorry. So I think with this we should be able to get something. So let us check. 10. Do we have the chmod u plus x 10 main.py? So let us execute 10. 0 is divisible by 2, 1 is divisible by 2, 2 is divisible by 2, 3 is not divisible by 2, 4 is divisible. Is this what we have? Okay, 5 is not, and 6 is divisible. Okay, so let us git add 10 divisible by 2, git commit, and then check if the element of a list is what? Divisible by 2. Then we push it. So let us check. Good. So as for correction, so we're at number 11. Write a function that deletes the item at a specific position in the list. All we need to use is just use the delete function, but we might be given some other things to consider. All right, but before that, we would copy this guy, and they said we should not use pop, but you can use delete. So I'll copy this guy and call it what? 11 main.py. So I'll vi 11 main.py, paste it. Okay, so after that we'll get our file name and get the prototype and read what we need to do. Get our file name, so vi the file, and then get the prototype. But before that, we need to shebang user binary 3. Okay. So say before we do all these lengths, I wanted to do that length thing. Write a function that deletes an item at a particular position. So we have we have the index, right? If index is negative or out of range, nothing changes, return the same list. You're now allowed to use pop, you're not allowed to import any modules. So we'll get the length again, just to save us stress of my list. Okay, so that's cool. So if the index is greater than the length, we've gotten the length already, which is length my list minus 1, then it should return my list, right? Else, if the index is less than 0, it should also return my list. So I can say, okay, if it is greater, if it is less than 0, it should also return my list. They are two different things. I wanted to merge them together. Alright, so that one is simple, right? So all this one is just normal thing that we're told to do. So what we want to do is just to delete my list at a particular index. Simple. And then return my list. I think this is all we need to do. So let us change the mode. E plus x 11 mean to py. So 1 2 3 5 1 2 3 5. Okay, so we have 1 2 3 4 5. So the 4 is gone. So let us git add 11 delete, and then git commit, and I'll say delete an element from a list at a particular index. So push it, and then we test it. Okay, good. So the next one, it says complete the source code in to switch value A and B. Okay, so we'll copy it, but before that, let's create the file name. Basically, if you want to switch, you just need an extra variable, but depending on the space they give us, we might not be able to do it. Okay, so vi the file name like edit. Okay, so yeah, this is the code. Yeah, so we only have one line of code. Normally we would have just done something like this, paste it. So let me delete this line. Okay, deleted it by pressing WD. That will delete that line. So normally we'll just say C equals to A, right? And then C equals to A, and now A is equals to B, and equals to A. So basically these are the things that we want to do. So what we do is we can use that in a straight line. So we need CAB, right? CAB to become ABC. So we say C comma A comma B comma or B equals to A comma B comma AB A. C A B C A B. So C is now A is now B, B is now A. So this is what we want to do. So I'll just delete this 3. So I've deleted them. So I just did a command 3DD in command mode. Alright, so I'll do that and this should work. So do we test it? So change the mode u plus x 12 itself, and then execute 12, then B89. So git add 12, git commit and call it switch two variables in one line using tuple assignment. So let us see. Okay, good. So we're almost done. We have 2 more. So this is a palindrome. A palindrome is like a form of word or anything that when you read it forward and backward it's the same. For example, Malam, MALLAM, forward and backward is a palindrome. Alright, for example, let's see if they give us a palindrome here. Yeah, for example, 1 is a palindrome, 17 is not. No, actually they did it this way. 1 17 975 50, it's 98. So if you look at 117 9702, so rather 50 98. So this is a palindrome word or data. Okay, so that's a palindrome data. So what we need to do now is okay, we have a lot to do here. So the first thing I will do, this is the execution, compilation and executing to get your answer. Okay, so that one is there. This is the main, so we have 13 main.c to test the code. So we'll copy it up to this point, copy. So clear ls vi 13 main.c, and then we'll paste that there, and that's good. Okay, good. So back to this. So we are done with this, and then we have another guy over here, which is the linked list.c. So the linked list.c contains some functions. This one will print all the elements of a linked list, right? Okay, so we'll go down. That's what the function does. So this one will add a new node at the end of a new linked list. That is, if you have a new node, it will add it. Which one again? And then this one will free a new linked list once we are done with it. So we'll copy these guys and paste them into one and call it linked lists.c. So vi linked lists.c. c. So paste it there. We're almost done. So we have another guy called the list.h. So copy this guy as well. So this one will be the header and the definition of the linked list, which is what's this guy called again? A struct. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. So list.h, vi list.h. So paste that there. Where is it? List.h. So that's that. So we are this is the prototype of what we'll be using to create a palindrome to check if a list is a palindrome. That's what we want to check. And to check this, probably I'm going to create a separate video just to explain this because it's going to take my time. But majorly what we'll be doing is the pointers of, we're going to have we're going to create like 2 pointers, right? We're going to create 2 pointers. One would go reverse, one will go forward, and then we'll compare both together, something like that. So one will be coming from back, one will be coming from front. Get to the middle, we'll compare front, and the one coming from front and the one coming from back, we'll compare them to see if they are equal to each other. And once they are equal to each other, if they are even, they'll be evenly equal to each other. If they are odd, one will be in the middle, and that one doesn't really matter because that will be their midpoint. You get. So I hope you understand what I'm saying. So anyway, we'll create a function called so we have one advanced as well. So let me open that. So we have this list.h and this. So we're going to push our list.h, and we're going to have this guy as well. Okay, so sorry. So we have 13 is palindrome.c. So copy. So this is going to be a long code, so I'll just be coding and talking as I'm coding, probably 100 line of code or 80 something line of code. So let's get started. So we're going to include the list itself because the list has the prototypes of what we'll be doing, and because it's a created one, that's why it's having that quote. So we'll include our normal standard IO, include the standard IO.h. Okay, so we're going to have two functions here. So the functions one would be called reverse, and reverse would collect a list int underscore t. Okay, and a double pointer to the head. Okay, and that will be all. And we'll have one more function, and this would return an int, which will be the one to compare the lists. Okay, that will be having. So this one will collect a list int underscore t, showing that it's a struct, and then the head, right, it's going to collect a list int underscore t, and then the middle, and the length of the guy. Okay, so that's that. So we'll then have our main guy, which is the palindrome guy. So page up. So copy this guy. Anyway, so before we get started, we'll document it. So to document it, we have that is underscore palindrome, and we say this one will check if a singly linked list is a palindrome, and then it's going to collect an argument head, right? So we're gonna have at head, which is the pointer to pointer of the first node, right, in the list passed. And then do we have a return? Yes, we have a return, which is 0 if a palindrome is detected, and 1 if yes. This one should be if no, isn't. And then we'll end it with a backslash. Yeah. So we have this. Sorry. We have this. And then what we have is we're going to declare some variable. So we have the int len, we have the int I, or we can just have int len comma I. Okay, so we have the list int underscore t, which will be our temporary list, and then we have our middle list int underscore t to show that it's a struct of the list, and then this one I'll call it middle. Okay, good. So now we say we check if our head is equal to null, or where's that or our head pointer is equal to null, it should return 1, because if it is empty, it means it's a palindrome, right? So return 1. So tmp, which is the temporary list, we pass it with the head, with the main head of our list. Okay, and then the middle also we pass it with the main head of our list. We'll assign it. Okay, so we then run through a loop. We say for len, we'll assign it to 0, right, a for loop, and as far as tmp is not equal to null, or len plus plus. So this one will go as far as tmp is not equal to null, increasing length. So we use that to get the length of the list, right? So, and then at each point tmp has to increase So our TMP will then equals to TMP next, in order to iterate through to get the length of that list. Okay, so we'll do that. So after that, we'll get our length, and then our length will now be len divided by 2. Okay, then we'll have another for loop for I equals to 1. I is less than len I plus plus. Okay, so I is going from 1 up to half of the guy, so we want to compare now. Okay, so middle is now equals to middle next, middle next. So we'll say if our length modulus 2 to see if it is even is not equal to 0, and our length is not equal to 1. Okay, then what should happen? Then our middle equals to middle is equals to middle next. Our length will then equal to len minus 1. Okay, and then we'll then reverse the middle. So we'll define the reverse below. We'll reverse with address the middle, and then I will then compare both, compare lists, which will collect head, the middle, and the length. And at the end, return whatever I becomes. So this one will return an int, which will be false or true. That's what I will be. So that will be all for this. So let us just do compare and reverse. So that's what I want to define here. So I'll say compare list. So I'll compare two lists. So I will just explain better in another separate video. For now, let me just do a short explanation. So pointer to the head node. This one is the middle. Pointer to the middle node. We need it, and then we need the length as well, which is the length of the list, and then it should return if the same 1, if not 0. So we'll say int compare lists. Then we have the list int underscore t, which is the struct head of the list. We have the struct to the middle, list int underscore t to the middle, and then what? And then int length. Then we'll say we create another int I, and then if the head is equal to null, or middle is equal to null, then return I. If one of them is nothing, then it should return 1, telling it that it is a palindrome. Then we'll have a loop to iterate through both, to compare both. For I is equals to 0, I is less than length, I plus plus, right? Then I'll say if the head at index n is not equal to middle at index, that is the element, then it should return 0. Return 0. The head will then increase. Head next, and then middle 2 will increase. If not, at the end, if it works out fine, then it should just return 1. Okay, so we'll do the last guy, which is the reverse. So reverse is void, so it needs reverse a list, and then it collects the head of the list to invert, head of pointer to the head, pointer to the head to reverse. Does not have a return, so let's leave it like that. So we have a void reverse, and then it's going to have a list int underscore t, which is a double pointer to head. Is it closed? Yeah, so we have our braces. So now for this one we'll have 3 linked lists. So we have lists int underscore t, we have the current, we have the list int underscore t, we have the next, and then the list int underscore t, we have the previous. The previous, let me reduce it to want to reverse. If the head is equal to null, or the pointer to the head is pointing to null, you should just return. Previous is now equal to null. Current is now equal to head. So we have a loop, a while loop. While our current is not equal to null. Current has been past the head now, so we want to iterate through the head while it is not equal to null. Okay, what should we do? Next equals to current next, so go to next guy, current next. This is the next, and our current next, this is the real guy, it's reversed, will now be equals to previous. Exactly. Now our previous will now equals to current. This is where the reversion occur, and then our current will now be next. Our current now equals to next. And then the head pointer will then point to previous. And that will be all. So basically I will create a separate video to kind of explain all this nonsense I've written, but for now let's see. I'm very sure we'll see some errors, typo errors, so many errors like that. So let's try. Page up. So we'll create this guy, copy this guy. I hope we don't see too many errors. Okay, not too much. Okay, so line 40, no semicolon. VI line 40. Where is it? Line 40. Yeah. No semicolon. Let's try again. So it's reduced. Compare line 38. VI. Sorry. Line 38. Compare list. Yes. It is compare. Compare list. Let's check again. List.h. Good. So let me try again. Okay, so said we didn't include standard library. Let me include standard library in the list.h. List.h. Okay, let's try again. Okay, it executes. So let's see palindrome 179, 72, 50, 98, 98. Okay, so it worked, means the palindrome. So this worked, and let's try. So git add list.h and 13 is palindrome. Let's see. Git commit message check if a list is a palindrome. Git push ls. Wow, it worked. So anyway, great news. Alright, so the last one, which would be, so this one is talking about CPython. CPython is like a Python written in C, which makes it run faster and all that. It's like an implementation of C. So I won't really go dive too much into it, but we're given so many things to use: the prototype, these stuffs, read them, and all that. So to do this, let me just go straight to the answer. So this one is 100. So it's going to be written in C. So paste this guy, and we're going to use some header files that you're not really familiar with, so which is include. So all these header files are given below in the stuff I showed you. I think it is small letter python.h, include python.h, include object.h, and then include list object.h. Good. So we have all this. Then we'll copy this guy, page up, long int. So we're going to create a long int and say long int size. I think some people are fighting outside. And py list underscore size. I think I have issue with the capital letter, I'm not sure. P. So it's just going to be, so we're going to declare int I, and then py list take his capital letter. Let me just confirm by checking these guys. I'm not sure of the guys. think this capital letter pi object pi, I'm not sure. Anyway, let's continue. Pi list object times obj equals to, so I'll just type most of what I can remember this thing is all about. Pi list object times p. Okay, so these are like one of the most crazy things here. So I'm not sure of these guys, this pi list object. So I'm not sure about the spelling, if it is small letter or capital letter. But anyway, I know we just have to declare those variables, something like this. Okay, then the next thing is just say print f for c, and then we use our double quotes, right, and then we write into it, and then put star. I think these ones are from what we were told to write, so I didn't really go through the questions because I already solved them kind of. The Python, I think this one is capital letter. The Python lists, let's check. Where is it? This is where it is executed here. Anyway, let's continue. List equals to percent li for long, and then a new line, and then size, end with a semicolon. We have another one, print f, the quotes, and then the braces, or the square brackets rather, star, and then allocated equals to percent li, new line, and obj allocated, and with the comple. Then we have a loop for I equals to 0, I is less than size, I plus plus, so let me remove these guys since it's one line I want to print. And then print f element percent I percent s, new line, comma I, comma, and pi type, this is the last line, but I'm not sure if this would work. OB underscore item I TP underscore name, and then there's something wrong with this. Yeah, it's supposed to end this way. LBJ. Okay, let's test it. I'm sure we have some errors already. Git add 100, git commit test. So let's test it. I'm sure we have some typos. Yeah, we have some typos. Okay, so let me see. VI 100. So we have the Python. Let me just try this one more time if it doesn't work. So let me change this to capital letter. Python. Yeah. Py object. Oh. Py list. The list is it. I think it's capital letter. Py list size. Py list Python. And then this guy might just be here. I'm not sure. Okay, let's try it this time around. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's test it. If it doesn't work, then I'll just use the original one I created, and that'll be all. Okay, it still fails, so let me just use the original one I created. So okay, so this is the correct one. So this one is a so that's a capital letter, and this one also is a capital letter, and the rest two are capital letters. So let's try this. Okay, so wait, did this say we change anything? Okay, anyway, let's check again. Okay, it works now. So that'll be all. So for the last two, I'm gonna create a separate video to explain it, explain them very well. Okay, so yeah, so I'll see you in the next one.